Hello and brightest blessings. My name is Rev Kora from Kora's Cauldron. Tonight this is about a little blurb of who I am and what I do. I am a spiritual counselor with a doctorate in metaphysics, divinity, and spiritual counseling. I have been on the spiritual path pretty much since I was born. I started learning and really diving deep into this when I was about 13 years old. And it led me up until the year 2007. That is when I became licensed and I started to help through counseling. And then I became certified. I am known as a reverend or a high priestess, whichever way you want to look at it. I offer a lot of different varieties: spiritual counseling, learning meditative techniques, divinations, learning about Wiccan, pagan, and other faith-based religions. So, what brought me to Kora's Cauldron? How did that start? Well, Kora's Cauldron started because of friends. A lot of my girlfriends didn't like the fact that I play the hermit role, and I play it awfully well. They wanted me to get out there. They wanted everybody to know who I am, what do I do, and start offering myself. So, that ended up actually taking me into building my webpage. My webpage is Kora's Cauldron. I made that. And that was done roughly about last year. And it didn't really go too far. I just added stuff to it here and there. Then next thing I know, I'm being forced into a Facebook page. I have to admit, my Facebook page is really daunting. And it's still in the works. I'm ashamed to say it, but it's true. It's still in the works. Every day I've been trying to add some oracles, what your guides want you to know, then about learning different types of meditations, different type of divinations, spells. That's what my Facebook page is. My Facebook page is a mix of everything. And the reason why it doesn't have a clear direction, well, that's because my head is filled with information. I have so much knowledge up in there that I need to get it out. And the best way to get it out is by really writing it, typing it, doing whatever I can to try to get this out to you guys. So there is no clear direction. So my poor Facebook page, I've really been trying and working as hard as I can on it. And like I said, it's still a lot of work in progress. Alright, so that's how Kora's Cauldron came about. The name itself. The name Kora's Cauldron is a very long story, and I'm going to save that for another videotape. Plus, to give you guys a little sneak peek or a teaser, so you do come back and you do want to know more. But Kora's Cauldron is a very magical name. It was a very special name, and I feel honored to be given the name Kora. Everything I go by is Kora. And the reason the reason for that is because my goddess is Freya. She is a Norse Celtic, more Norse, but in that religion, and her name is Freya. And I've gone by Freya for many, many years. And then Kora came about just when I started to get the business up and going. So again, like I said, that's just a little tease because that's a very long story, and I'm going to save that for another time. Alright, so Kora's Cauldron came about, website, then Kora's Facebook came about, and that was all because of friends. They did not want me to hide anymore. They wanted me out there, stop, keeping myself hidden. So then Twitter. Thank God that when you create a Facebook page and any other networking pages that it automatically twits, because I can't remember the last time I've actually been on Twitter, so it just twits everything for me, and then I see invitations and I go in and accept these, and that's another daunting project of mine that's in the works. I'm not very good when it comes to marketing myself. Actually, I'm not very good with talking about myself. I stutter a lot, I giggle, as you can probably tell by the videotape, I move around a lot because I don't consider myself I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's just there's just not much to tell because I've been there. I've done that. And for you guys to know that I'm just like you, that I've been through everything just like you, is for you to get to know me, is to talk to me and ask me questions that I can answer. I've not had an easy life. So that's another reason why it makes it very hard for me to talk about myself, is because my life was not easy. So to talk about, what Rev Kora has been through, you will get sad stories. Well, you don't want to hear sad stories, do you? So I have to think quick and bring something else up to the picture. So then once I got Cauldron's Facebook page done, and once I did the twitting page, I was trying to figure out, now what can I do? How else can I get myself out there? Scared to death to even do it, tell you the truth. Then one of my other girlfriends, you guys do know her by Raven Moonshadow, she actually introduced me to Cauldron FM. I then contacted Merlin, and we talked for a while. He said, well, what do you talk about? What do you do? And my God, sitting there trying to explain to him exactly what do I do, because, I guess I consider myself like the freak in nature, because what happens when a witch can no longer use divination? What do I mean, right? Okay. You guys are so used to using tarot cards, pendulums, scrying, and other forms of divination, right? What happens when you finally cannot use that anymore? When you're not getting the answers that you're looking for? Where else do you go? Where else can you look? Who else has the answers that you're trying to find? Well, that was what I ran into. My abilities exceeded my own self, that I didn't know what to do about them. I didn't know where to go. So then I started to look into elemental magic, ascension magic, and astrology magic, or astrological magic. Then I realized that my divination is now in the form of astrological divination. So now I use astrology for almost everything. I still use tarot cards because I love them, and I use pendulums all the time, but I use them when I'm doing healing sessions or when I'm doing counseling sessions. So basically my pendulums and crystal work is now focused on the healing side, or the healing aspect. What else? So let's talk a little bit more about the astrology wise. For instance, did you know that if you were trying to do, let's think, a money spell, and you wanted to do a money spell, right? And nothing that you did worked. You couldn't figure out how to get it going, and nothing was coming about. Well, there's reasons for that, and I'm going to use myself as an example. My houses are completely riddled in the psychic field, in the spiritual realm. So all of my planets, every deity that you possibly can have out there, minus Pallas, who happens to sit in my only lonely 5th house, everything else is sitting above water. So it's all within the realms of the water aspect of it. Now, I have nothing sitting in my 2nd house, which is finances. I have nothing sitting in my 5th house of creativity, minus Pallas. So as far as my money goes, I am not good with casting money spells. I am not good with that until I have transits that hit that house that give me the extra boost. Now, when it comes to casting stuff for glamour magic, for partnerships, house of death, my 8th house, well, let's just say my 8th house is very strong, and so is my 12th house. Now, a lot of people don't look into their 12th house because they're scared of it, and I look at it as more of a level to me. It is me. I'm not afraid of my 12th house. I do not think I'm going to go insane and I'm going to end up in a loony bin or whatever the case may be. The 12th house is your dreams. It's where all your dream magic is, dream interpretations, your intuitive side, your divination. It's where all the spell work is. And my house is completely riddled with the 12th and the 8th and the 4th house. I have a couple in the 1st. So that's why when I cast money spells, nothing comes about it. Now, my husband, on the other hand, wow, my poor husband, when it comes to his money, his finances, he has a very strong money house, which is his 2nd house. He also has a very strong 5th house of creativity. Now, no, that does not mean that we're millionaires. Matter of fact, it's far from that. We don't have much money whatsoever. But he has a job. He's always held a job. And when if he loses one, another one comes up within a matter of days, hours, and it's always right there because his houses are really strong. Now, when Dave or Merlin asked me, what exactly do I do or what can I talk about, I had to struggle there because how do I explain to him that I do astrology, that I use that as the magic now and as the focal point? It's elemental, it's ascension. And I no longer talk about the basic 101s of pagan, Wiccan, or any other faith-based religion. It's all going into the higher realm. So I kind of just did a whole little roundabout. With my shows, you guys will start noticing that a lot of what I talk about has to deal with stronger magics. And the reason is mainly because that's what I do now. So if you are ready to step it up a notch, if you are ready to go in that next step, the next level, and the basics isn't cutting it out for you anymore, you guys will honestly love my show. Now, I did start with some simple techniques for December as my starter shows. I talked about crafts. I talked about the reason behind the month of December. I talked about food and how to celebrate it and some of the meanings behind it. So I stuck with the basics for the month of December. But after that, come January and then throughout the rest of my life that Merlin has me on the radio show, it's going to be a lot different than what you're used to, because I no longer talk about the basics. As you probably have noticed, if some of you have already been to my Kora's page, you'll see a lot of forms of divination. So that is who I am and what I do. I deal a lot with the elemental magics. I deal a lot with the astrological magic. And that is what I basically talk about. I show you how by your birthright that you were given different abilities, different gifts, that you need to hone your aspects or your ideas into a certain area. So if you love casting for dreams and to have good dreams, but you have nothing to support it, and there's nothing going on for you, I would tell you how to go about that. If you were casting for money and had nothing supporting you there, I would tell you how to get around that. And that's what I talk about. I talk about ways of exceeding what you've been doing and how to kick it up a notch for you to learn the basics of elemental magic or astrology magic, or go full course, hardcore the way I am, and I do everything by the aspects, the timings, certain days, times of years, your birthday, and things like that. So when I cast a spell, it's pretty strong. When I talk about rites and rituals, again, it's pretty strong. So that is what my show will be about. It'll be a mixed combination, just like my Facebook page. There probably will not be any clear definition. Actually, I won't lie. I know that there won't be any clear direction whatsoever, because it's not possible. My brain is just filled with knowledge. So what you need to do is you have to talk to me. You have to send me comments. You have to say, well, I want to know about, or who are you? I have these questions about you. So you guys have to tell me what you want or what you expect, because that is the only way it's going to be in any type of, maybe be in any type of normalcy for you. And if not, it'll pretty much be all over the place, because if I don't know what you want to hear about, what you're trying to do, what you want to know about me, I will talk about everything under the sun. So that's who I am, guys. I am Rev Kora, and I literally talk about everything. I do not talk good about myself, so if you want to know stuff about me, please ask me. I would love to answer your questions. And I am just like you. There is no difference, nothing special. I do have very strong psychic abilities that I have honed, and some that have actually taken over on me, like my clairvoyant skills, my empathic side, my clairsentient, my clairaudient. So other than that, I have some other little stuff that I work on now and then. But this is who I am, and I hope you guys love the radio show. It's definitely a new experience, just like my Facebook page, just like Twitter. So I can really use your feedback and to let me know what you guys want. And if you come to me for counseling, then let everybody know how that went, so everybody can know, because I'm not good with talking, guys. Not about me. So it's always about you. My focus is on you. It always has been, and it always will be. So that's who I am, Rev Kora from Kora's Cauldron. And I hope to talk to you guys soon, and I hope you enjoy my radio show and my webpage and my Facebook page. Have a very magical evening. Blessed be.